Hi, everybody. It's Selena. What's on my mind today? We are on HYBE versus Door Mega Thread 3. 3, 3, 3. Finally. I know I look a little raggedy today. I came back from work and I took a shower and I had like mascara on, which I don't usually use. So, like, my under eyes look darker than usual. I look like a wet raccoon. We're going to Megathread Part 3. In Megathread Part 3, they actually have a translation of the press conference in video form from, I think, the Nujin's Chinese fan organization. I read through the comments, and there are comments from Koreans who are saying that this is the most accurate translation that they have seen, and it does include some cultural context. But I'm gonna watch it on my own time, and in the next video, I'll give you my thoughts if it's changed any of my opinions, and I'll add it to the timeline. I really don't think it's going to. One of my major problems with Minhyunjin's press conference is that it was just so confusing. She jumped from one topic to another. She didn't really finish any of her storylines, and she didn't really address any of her allegations. So, um, but I think it will at least give me some more cultural context than what I can provide from my own knowledge. You can watch it on your own. I'll link it down below. And if you have any thoughts or opinions you want to share with me, you can comment in this video. So that way, when I make my next video, when I give my thoughts and opinions on the 2 hour press conference I'm gonna have to watch, I can respond to them. I'll respond to them regardless in the comments, but I can respond to them in a video. And I'm not going to read any more articles that have covered the press conference. Since we read the transcript of it, I don't really see the point. And since we're going to watch the video with the whole translation into it, there's like nothing new that these articles can give to us. So here we are on Mega Thread 3. They have the YouTube live stream. This is the original live stream link, I think. Here is the one we read. This is the YouTube video of the press conference with full English translations from Tiki Toki TV. We're gonna skip all the things about the press conference because we read the whole transcript, and later I want to watch the video. Okay, April 26, 2024. There is this radio interview she does with CBS on the Kim Hyun Jung show. This is all in Korean. There's no English subtitles provided, but YouTube does automated translations for PC only, not for the mobile. So I could probably get a good gist of it if I watch this. And that's gonna be another thing I'm gonna watch and talk about next video because it's over an hour long. So we're not gonna watch it together. Says Adore CEO caused conflict with HYBE, but worst experience of my life. Having been locking horns with HYBE over the allegations, she made the comment during an interview with local radio station CBS, emphasizing her limited power given Adore's ownership structure. HYBE holds an 80% stake. Min explained there's nothing we can do on our own with this stake. Any decision requires HYBE's approval. HYBE then filed a complaint against Min and her deputy CEO, identified only as Shin, on charges of breach of trust, among others. It cited as evidence their conversations exchanged on a messaging service about plans to break away from the parent company and take New Jeans with them. Min vehemently denied the audit findings in an emotional press conference convened in the afternoon. When asked by the interview on CBS, Kim Hyun-jung's news show on Friday, if she had made any attempt to take over management control, she answered, "Of course not." She added, "I also never contacted anybody about this." Asked about HYBE's auditors finding a document outlining her plan to persuade overseas funds to purchase HYBE's stake in her company, she replied, "Running a company, handling mergers and acquisitions, and investing are completely different areas, so I'm actually quite ignorant of them." However, she pointed out that the intentions behind HYBE's decision to unveil the private talks were suspicious. Men who disclosed their anger towards HYBE during Thursday's press conference did not hide their feelings in the interview. I was like, oh, this is how people meme someone in profane language if they intend to do it. She said, I was terrified to actually experience the power of those who can frame people with such intent. I even thought, do they really have to do this? She said the press conference, which lasted for over 2 hours, was a chance that might be my first and last. I've always chosen to face the attack and believe that being frank was the best approach, she said. Asked what she thinks is behind the conflict, Min replied, they just want to destroy me. Only the parties involved will know the truth, she said. I wish they would stop this conflict in the public eye. It's childish, so let's just end it. She also expressed her frustration with the conflict's emergence ahead of an upcoming release from New Jeans, describing it as the worst experience of my life. I don't understand why they would choose this time to escalate the conflict, knowing full well that it would hinder my work. She recalled one of her company officials encouraging her to endure the situation by trying to imagine she was filming a drama. Next, the article. HYBE and Hee Jin orders Vice President to deal with Saddam for his remarks about using management rights. Full text. Here in the original text, we can see the Korean. We have the word Saddam, which isn't really accurately translated. From what I looked up, Saddam is like a private talk, a private conversation. So we'll see how it ties in. So this article and this article, the Joy News 24 article and the Soapy article, are basically the same thing. They're both about HYBE's statement. This one has the full translated version of the statement. So I'm not going to read this one. I've already kind of skimmed it, and it just has like a summarization and then puts the full statement. HYBE releases new detailed statement as refutation of Adore CEO Min Hee Jin's claims at press conference. Right before a long statement comes up, I'm like, oh shit, where's my water? Hello, this is HYBE. We would like to clarify some points in response to the remarks made by Adore CEO Min Hee Jin at a press conference that was held on April 25th for the protection of shareholder value and the intellectual property. Regarding the claim that the takeover of management rights was a joke or casual talk, records of discussions held over several months for the same purpose are recorded in conversation transcripts and work logs. Casual talk that occurs repeatedly over a long period of time, accompanied by the involvement of third parties, is no longer casual talk, but becomes a plan with execution of the plan. Moreover, the vice president who the conversations were held with is a certified public accountant with professional knowledge of corporate governance who has conducted HYBE's IPO duties and numerous M&As. He is also a core executive of Adore, who is in a position to access all of the company's financial information. The vice president even noted the CEO's remarks of ultimately leaving HYBE in the work log. It cannot be considered a joke by any means. It cannot be dismissed as jokes when several documents that calculated the amount that could be obtained by exercising put options specifically stated the timing of action and mentioned terms such as infringement lawsuits, investors, and battle of public opinion have already been found. There is even a record of Min Hee Jin instructing the vice president. This will have to be noted as being casual conversation or silent. In the press conference, Min Hee Jin says, "Oh, we did talk about leaving the company, but it was just a joke. You can't take it seriously. It's also private conversations, so you can't use my private conversation as evidence of me trying to take over the company." Oh, that's that up. She's like, oh, that's a private conversation. Trying to be like, since it's private, you can't use it. Even in the press conference, she acknowledges that, yeah, it was a joke and it may have been taken too far, but it was still a joke. And HYBE is essentially saying, like, it can't be a joke. You calculated the numbers, you made a whole plan, you had dates, you were looking at investors. At that point, it's not a joke anymore, lady. That's what HYBE is saying. Regarding the claim that the monetary compensation was not enough, CEO Min claimed that her salary is 2 billion won, approximately $1.45 million. Wow. More accurately, the incentive for her 2023 performance is 2 billion won, and her salary and long-term incentives are calculated separately. This salary is the highest by far among all individuals who work at HYBE headquarters in the Korean subsidiaries. HYBE also provided substantial stock compensation apart from the salary. The value of her stocks is very large to the extent that cannot be imagined by normal people. Nevertheless, CEO Min proposed an amount that the company could not possibly accept and led the conversation to a disaster. We see this process as her setting up a pretext to gain independence of management rights. So the 2 billion won is just the bonus this she was given in 2023. It doesn't include her actual salary, and it also doesn't include her stock options that were given to her. They're saying the number is like far beyond than we could even imagine us normies here. So what I'm thinking is that with her shares, she could probably like never have to work again. Regarding the claim that the audit began immediately without a response to the whistleblowing email, we sent a detailed 6-page long in A4 size response on April 22nd at 10:01 a.m. And it is confirmed that CEO Men read the reply at about noon on the day that the email was sent. However, CEO Min keeps insisting in her statement and at the press conference that she did not receive an answer. The audit was conducted after recognizing attempts to seize management rights over several months through internal and external information and confirming that documents considered confidential business data were leaked. It is absurd to argue that the audit schedule for serious misconduct should be notified in advance. Here, the audit was conducted after recognizing attempts to seize management rights over several months. The audit was in April 24th, so probably since December last year. November last year, they were already investigating her for trying to take over a door. I want to know what was in this 6-page long A4 sized response because I think it could help solve a lot of eyelids problems, actually. Regarding the claim that there was no guidance on the return of information assets, as part of the audit procedure, we visited Hee Jin's residence and studio located in Mapo District, Seoul, to retrieve information assets on April 22nd at 10 a.m. Despite several attempts to contact CEO Min via landline phone, that's a landline, email, and mobile phone messages, she did not respond. After the return deadline expired on April 23rd at 6 p.m., we again requested the return of information assets through Adore's Vice President Shin. Vice President Shin replied CEO Min is too busy to do so. Min Hee Jin's claim that she found out about the return of information assets through the media without any notice and concluding that his media play is an irresponsible lie. The claim that we took away computer assets so that she could not work ahead of New Jeans' comeback is also a lie. As soon as we receive the returned laptop, we provide a new laptop and allow the download of all previous data so that work is not disrupted. Other oddities are also working with the devices that have been provided to them. HYBE is also saying, why do we have to warn you when we are trying to audit you over this giant bad thing you're doing? Which I think they have a point in. If they really think that Min Hee Jin is trying to take over a door, and she has already started to implement this plan, or she could implement this plan at any point in time. Why would you just tell her, oh, by the way, we're going to audit you in like 2 days? In those 2 days, she could delete everything. Regarding the claim that we promised to debut New Jeans as HYBE's first girl group, this is a part that we have already answered in detail in an email sent to CEO Min on April 22nd. We suspect the reason why CEO Min claims that she did not receive an email is because she cannot make such provocative but untrue claims if she has read the email. We sent a detailed answer as below. Ooh, like excerpt. CEO Min is making false claims based on your own distorted way of interpretation about the process of separation from source music. The reason why New Jeans could not debut as HYBE's first girl group is not because HYBE did not keep our promise. At the time, you strongly insisted that you would debut New Jeans under your own separate label while requesting to form a team of which you hold all the responsibilities. HYBE respected your opinion and transferred the members to Adore despite the opposition of Source Music and provided a large amount of funds amounting to 16 billion won, approximately $11.6 million, so that New Jeans could debut in the way you wanted. In this process, New Jeans' debut schedule could not help but be delayed, regardless of HYBE's attention, due to the division of the company and the transfer of contract. Moreover, you yourself have revealed this process before. In an interview with the media outlet published on March 24, 2022, you directly mentioned that the girl group project will proceed under your plan and that the launch will be in the third quarter of 2022. You even remarked, a rush debut can only be a big burden on young members. I don't want to make everyone feel rushed, So I set the third quarter of 2022 as the launch time. This makes total sense. So first they need to establish Adore, make Hee Jin the CEO of Adore, and then transfer NewJeans' contract from Source Music to Adore, and establish all of the NewJeans trademarks and stuff like that. Hee Jin becomes the head of Adore in 2021 of November. NewJeans debuted in July 8th of 2022. That's not even a year later. Regarding the claim that she was told to not promote NewJeans at debut, due to the R&R roles and responsibilities dispute between Source Music and CEO Min, NewJeans' debut schedule got delayed, and Source Music's Les Seraphim debuted first, as there was not adequate time for the two groups' promotions because their debut schedules followed one after the other right away. It was decided that minimum promotional periods would be set. In addition, in the case of Les Seraphim member Sakura, articles about her transferring to HYBE had been pouring out even before she signed a contract with HYBE. Amid this situation, if we promoted Adore's debut as a team composed only of rookies, there are concerns at the fact that Sakura joined Source Music as well as the information on the composition of NewJeans members would be exposed. They made this request in order to protect the news values of both teams, and even then we shortened the period in the middle and started promoting NewJeans early. Regarding this, we also included our response in the email as follows. Also, the time when CEO Min's interview with the media outlet took place was 2 months before the debut of Les Seraphim, May 22nd, 2022, so it can be recognized that you already had plenty of time to promote her new girl group. Your claim greatly differs from the perception of staff members who know how much full support and compromise Source Music and HYBE have provided for the success of Adore. There wasn't a good time for both groups to do promotions since they were debuting one after another. So they kind of decided like, oh, you're going to promote for 2 months and then you're going to promote for 2 months. And there was supposed to be a time in the middle where nobody is promoting. Actually, that time period in the middle where nobody's supposed to promote for 2 months was shortened so that NewJeans could promote earlier. Hee Jin brings up in the press conference that they didn't let her promote NewJeans as a team only of rookies, and HYBE is saying that they didn't allow her to promote NewJeans in that way because it was already leaked that Sakura was going to join HYBE before she had even signed a contract. So they were kind of afraid that with all this attention on HYBE, with Sakura joining, that somebody would look into who the NewJeans members were and leak their names to the press. Regarding the claim that HYBE is neglecting the promotion of only NewJeans, we have already answered this claim in detail in the reply to the email she sent. The HYBE communication organization is putting in full effort for the promotion of NewJeans. Last year, 273 press releases were written and distributed for NewJeans alone, compared to the 659 press releases for Big Hit Music, which operated a total of 8 teams, including BTS as a group and individually, and 365 press releases for Pledis Entertainment, which operated 4 teams, including 17. It is difficult to claim that we've been neglecting promotion of only NewJeans. Our PR is promoting all labels and artists without discrimination and doing their best to promote them. 659 press releases for Big Hit Music. That's a total of 8 teams, including BTS as a group and individually. Seokjin didn't release any singles or albums last year, so I'm including this is the other 6 remaining BTS members, then BTS, so that's 7, and then TXT, so that's 8. 659? Wow, that's like not even 100 each team. 365 for Pledis Entertainment, which operated 4 teams, including 17. I don't know who the other people are under Pledis, but 17 is how many members? 13? And 365 press releases? This doesn't seem like enough. NewJeans alone gets 273. Regarding the claim of a slave contract, the non-competition clause in the shareholder agreement has a duty of confidentiality, what was mentioned at the press conference by CEO Mid. The non-competition clause is requested by shareholders to prevent unfair competition from a majority shareholder setting up a business in the same industry after selling their shares. It is a common clause in any industry. It is also not true to say that she is tied up forever. CEO Min can sell her stocks beginning in November of this year, and if she sells stocks, she will not be subject to the non-competition clause from November 2026, when her employment contract with our company expires. It is impossible to call it a slave contract when CEO Min is guaranteed a large amount of money to the point that she herself expressed that I can make 100 billion won, approximately 72.7 million, just by staying still. And when there is the condition that she can cash in and start a business by the year after next year. These are unconventional compensation conditions that normal people cannot even imagine. Even in the Kakao Talk conversation that CEO Min had with Confidence, it is stated that she can exercise the put option on January 25th, 2025 and exit. Regarding the clauses about selling stocks in the contract that CEO Min is claiming to be a slave contract, there was a difference in interpretation of the priority order of the two clauses. And we already sent her a reply in December of last year saying if the interpretation is ambiguous, we can settle the ambiguous provisions by modifying them so that there is no issue. CEO Min said, I am not interested in money, but the core issue that triggered the discussion was the scale of the compensation. Honey, if you're making that much money, it's not a fucking slave contract. Also, apparently, the non-competition clause itself is supposed to be confidential, but since she revealed it in the press conference, HYBE was like, yeah, well, bet, bitch. Now I'm going to tell everybody about it. Regarding the claim telling us to do ESG management, our company is fulfilling ESG management activities. Regarding the eco-friendly album that the company has worked hard to push forward with, CEO Min spoke down on it, saying melting photo cards is nonsense. The company had to invest considerable manpower and expenses to convert the plastic material of the digital album to paper and to convert the album case and photo card to environmentally friendly biodegradable material. Accepting this willingly and investing in this is ESG management. We are promoting the expansion of applying eco-friendly albums to all labels on our HYBE, but the most uncooperative label is Adorn, which internal staff members are very aware of. I said this too when I was reading the press conference because she was like, yeah, and environmentally friendly albums are ridiculous. I was like, girl, what's your problem with the environmentally friendly albums? Like, what's your damage? HYBE is like, we worked so hard on this and we had to invest so much money in this, so they don't really understand why she's pushing back against them so much on environmentally friendly albums. Regarding the claim that there was no attempt for conversation, HYBE continuously discussed with CEO Min regarding changes to the shareholder agreement, but the discussion was suspended when CEO Min's inquiry claimed to be whistleblowing arrived at HYBE. Nevertheless, HYBE sincerely responded about the matter claimed by CEO Min as whistleblowing. However, it was confirmed through the audit that CEO Min, during the period when the shareholder agreement negotiation was in progress, instead secretly took in HYBE's internal lawyers and accountants to be consulted on changing the shareholder agreement and raising issues in the form of whistleblowing. And she contacted law firms and institutional investors, etc., to discuss the takeover of management rights. Regarding the claim that the shaman is simply a friend, an outsider involved intricately in overall management cannot be viewed as a mere friend. In the course of conversation between Hee Jin and the shaman, undisclosed executive stock option amounts along with the management takeover structure, including names of potential investors and each investor's shareholding percentage, are being exchanged. Decisions on various management issues were made based on the shaman's proposals. We cannot regard such a conversation partner as a mere acquaintance. The company takes seriously the fact that important company information is being indiscriminately exposed to outsiders who are intervening in decision making, and that she has also received hiring requests. Why during the comeback period? Regarding the claim that HYBE does not cherish New Jeans, the side that began attacking the company via email around the time of New Jeans' comeback is CEO Min's side. Records secured through forensics include instructions from CEO Min since April to prepare for a battle of public opinion, along with records of creating noise to torment the company. We questioned whether they thought the company would accept a compensation request that borders on unreasonable if they pressured the company at this time. CEO Min's side is the only one actually threatening the company using the artist as hostage. If the compensation request is accepted, it's good, and if not, they intend to use it as a pretext to end the relationship. Over the years, our company has accommodated and compromised with CEO Min's repeated requests. However, this time we realized these requests are part of the so-called build-up process to take over the management, and we had no choice but to carry out an audit to protect the multi-label's value, regardless of timing. The reason we also requested that she not mention the artist in press conferences and interviews is because we value the artist's worth. HYBE's like, you guys are mad at us for bringing this up during New Jeans' comeback, but you're the one who sent the whistleblowing email during New Jeans' comeback, okay? So technically, you started it. I think for her, when she sent the email, it wasn't really about New Jeans' comeback being around the corner. It was like, oh, Eyelet just debuted, and everybody's comparing New Jeans to Eyelet. So I want to talk about this right now. I think she herself didn't really think about the timing of it. But now that the timing of it works in her favor, she's like, why are they doing this during New Jeans' comeback? Here's HYBE's Refutation, and all of these are summaries of HYBE's Refutation. That is Megathread 3. Let's see if we can go through Megathread 4 kind of quickly. So over the weekend, things got a little nuts. Various conspiracies and rumors were spread, and old associations or cases were dug up in relation to HYBE and or artists in the company. We won't detail or link them here since they are largely reaching, unfounded or slanderous, whether directly or indirectly related. This is the weekend of the cult allegations. I also don't want to talk about them because they are just straight up ridiculous. Hello, this is Source Music. First of all, we deeply regret the current situation of non-true content and rude expressions in public, as well as the fact that the real names of other artists are mentioned without respect. And we strongly request that this be repeated in the future. Think probably not to be repeated in the future. As a result, there are many malicious posts and indiscriminate speculations derived based on unilateral claims that the facts are not accurate. We would like to inform you that we believe that malicious posts such as reckless insult, dissemination of false information, sexual harassment, malicious slander and ridicule, and defamation of the Seraphim are reaching a serious level, and we will strengthen the necessary legal response to protect the artist. The false claims that the Seraphim caused harm to other artists and the act of forming public opinion by putting out untrue content as a fact is a clear decimation of false facts. Ridicule and profanity, posts that blaspheme the artist's personality, sexual harassment, etc., are also subject to suing. As the artist's personality rights are being seriously violated, I would like to tell you once again that we plan to respond to malicious posts regardless of channels such as SNS and online communities. We are also taking advantage of the valuable reports from our fans through our Source Music legal response account, protect@sourcemusic.com. Thank you always for your affection and dedication to La Seraphim. We earnestly ask you to stop malicious acts towards artists, and we will do our best to protect the rights and interests of artists. Thank you. Hello, this is Big Hit Music. We wish to update you on the legal proceedings being taken to protect BTS members' rights. It has come to our attention that organizational efforts aimed at tarnishing and slandering the artist have escalated in recent weeks. Furthermore, malicious attempts to defame, humiliate, and ridicule the artist or spread rumors and groundless information have become excessive. Company views these actions as severe violations to the artist's rights and will respond decisively, engaging with another law firm to reinforce our existing legal measures. We are collecting evidence of malicious postings through real-time monitoring as we speak. We will maintain a zero-tolerance policy and pursue this matter rigorously without leniency or settlements. Thank you. So Source Music and Big Hit both made a statement saying that they're suing everybody who spreads false information or who is trying to humiliate, degrade, ridicule their artist. A lot of people are complaining because they don't see any proof or action from Big Hit and Source Music basically taking down these defamatory statements or suing these people who are making these defamatory statements. Even though in Korea you can sue somebody for defamation, whether what they say is true or not, I don't think it settles fast. Like, I don't think the case is just open and shut, open and shut, and open and shut. So they probably have like so many cases to go through, and each one probably takes a certain amount of time. And the last article from the 29th. Adore rejects HYBE's demand for a board meeting, calls request illegal. Girl group New Jeans' agency Adore will not hold its board meeting on Tuesday as requested by its 80% stakeholder HYBE last week. Adore said Monday that it would not convene a board meeting, which HYBE requested last Monday after starting an internal audit against the company. HYBE claimed that Adore CEO and New Jeans' producer Hee Jin was trying to hijack its control over Adore by getting a third-party investor involved. HYBE demanded that a board meeting take place in order to open up a shareholders meeting, ultimately to ask shareholders to agree to fire Min as CEO. A board meeting requested by an audit is only valid as long as it's to report the results of the audit. So HYBE's request for this board meeting is not legal, Mint said in an email to HYBE, and on that we have decided not to hold the board meeting. HYBE already filed a court request on Thursday to convene an extraordinary shareholders meeting the same day that I reported Mint to the police for a breach of trust. A court decision typically comes 4 to 5 weeks later. The company is mandated to open up a board meeting and a shareholders meeting within 15 days of the decision. April 30th, and the last part of Make Third Part 4 in the last part of this video. Court hearing set over HYBE's demand for Adore shareholders meeting. The first court hearing on opening the shareholders meeting for Adore, the subsidiary K-pop powerhouse HYBE and the agency of girl group NewJeans, will take place on Tuesday afternoon. The hearing will take place at the Western Seoul District Court at around 4:35 p.m. It will not be an open session. This hearing follows an email sent by Hee Jin, CEO of Adore and producer of NewJeans, to HYBE on Monday, stating that her company would not convene a shareholders meeting as requested by the parent company, even calling the request illegal. HYBE requested Adore to hold a shareholders meeting after initiating an internal audit against the company. HYBE filed a court request on Thursday to convene an extraordinary shareholders meeting the same day it reported Mint to police for a breach of trust. A court decision typically takes 4 to 5 weeks following the decision. The company is mandated to convene both a board meeting and a shareholders meeting within 15 days. Adore said the board of directors will be convened by May 10th. A general meeting of shareholders will be held by the end of the month. Court holds hearing on application for permission to convene general shareholders meeting. HYBE must watch. Adore, which is a management conflict within HYBE, announced plans to hold a board of directors meeting and general shareholders meeting next month. Adore's lawyer, Won Lee, a lawyer at Sejong Law Firm, told reporters after completing the hearing on the application for permission to convene an extraordinary general meeting of shareholders held at the Seoul Western District Court Civil Agreement Division 21, Chief Judge John Bo-sung, on the afternoon of the 30th. The board of directors will be held by May 10th. We will hold a general meeting of shareholders by the end of May, and we will provide additional information to the court by May 13th, including this content. Attorney Lee explained that even before entering the courtroom on this day, CEO Hee Jin and others were willing to convene a board meeting, but the date requested by HYBE was too tight and time was needed. In response to this, HYBE CLO Jung Jin-soo, he asked the court to judge it according to the law. Regarding the schedule for a general shareholders meeting, he said, "It is not much different from what I thought," but remained silent, saying, "I don't know Adore's intentions. We have to wait and see." It was confirmed that a plan to seize management rights was established and led by CEO Min. However, as CEO Min refused to convene the board of directors, HYBE filed an application for permission to hold a temporary general shareholders meeting with the court on the 25th. Representative Min's side submitted a request to change the hearing date to the court on the 29th, but the court did not accept it, so the date was held as scheduled. It goes a little bit against what she said before, because she said, "Oh, we're not going to have the shareholders meeting because you want to fire me and it's illegal." But now she's like, "Oh, we were always willing to have the shareholders meeting. It's just that you gave us too tight of a deadline." Do they even end up having the meeting on the May 10th, since she does file the injunction? And that is the end of Megathread 4. Next time, we will move on to Megathread 5, and I think there's like 8 Megathread now, so we're like halfway there. Let's look at the timeline. April 26, 2024, Hee Jin's radio interview on CBS. I have to add the notes for those when I watch them solo. I also have to add the notes for the press conference. She calls the situation the worst experience of her life, is angry that it may hinder her work. She says HYBE is trying to destroy her and that she can't get total control of the label since HYBE owns 80% of Adore. HYBE refutes Hee Jin. It cannot be a joke or a private conversation when numbers were calculated, dates were set, and an overall plan was made. The 2 billion won Hee Jin talked about was only the bonuses given to her for NewJeans' 2023 performance. Her salary and stocks were separate from this number. She receives the highest salary from all others. They responded to her whistleblowing email with a 6-page long A4-size response sent at 10:01 a.m. on April 22nd. Hee Jin read it at around noon. The audit was conducted after several months of investigation. Since it is a serious issue, an audition has to be notified in advance, HYBE says. HYBE tried to contact Hee Jin multiple times about the audit and when to turn in her items. By CEO said Hee Jin was too busy to respond. HYBE gives new laptop so that work is not disrupted. NewJeans' debut was delayed because of the establishment of Adore. HYBE gave Adore 16 billion won for Hee Jin to promote them as she wanted. Hee Jin herself said in an interview that she set up a debut in the third quarter of 2022 to not pressure the members with the fast debut. Since NewJeans, then Less Than a Film were debuting one after another, they wanted to give each group their time to promote, with the period in the middle of no promotions. The middle period was shortened so that NewJeans could debut faster. Since there were articles of Sakura joining HYBE before she even signed the contract, They were afraid that New Jeans' information will also be leaked, so they didn't allow Hee Jin to promote New Jeans as a group of only rookies. HYBE did 273 press releases for New Jeans in 2023, as opposed to 659 for Big Hit with 8 teams and 365 for Pledis with 4 teams. She earns too much money and can get so much from selling her stocks for it to be a slave contract. She can sell all her stocks in November of this year. If she did, then she would be free of the non-compete in 2026. HYBE was already working on the ambiguous terms of her contract that she had a problem with, but since Jen wanted to increase the compensation to an amount HYBE couldn't accept, that's where the conversations fell through. And Hee Jin resisted the eco-friendly albums and PCs. HYBE responded to the whistleblowing email and found in the process of the audit that she raised issues with internal lawyers and accountants, also that she contacted law firms and international investors to take over management rights. Shaman cannot be considered a friend when she is given private company info, asked for advice in company decisions, and gave hiring requests. CEO Min was the one to send the whistleblowing email first during Nugent's comeback. April 29, 2024, Source Music makes a statement that they suing them haters. Big Hit makes a statement that they suing them haters. Hee Jin denies the request to hold the board meeting, says it's illegal since a request by audit should be to hear the results of the audit, not to fire her. April 30th, 2024, Hee Jin says that the deadline HYBE gave was too tight, and that's why they denied the meeting. The general shareholders meeting will be held at the end of May. That is the end of today's video. We actually did 2 mega threads in one video. Yay! Yay! This is cut off weird. And I did not fix the framing of this before I started recording. See you next time for Mega Thread 5 and Mega Thread 6, hopefully. And you're finished.